telling you their side, but you just want the facts. And that's why you come to me. I give you the statistics without spin.
Out of 116 million working age Nigerians, 35.5 million are employed full-time. That's 30%.
I give you the context. I give you the history. I fight fake news with facts.
Kayode. No, Kayode, I will let you talk. Kayode, I will let you talk if you let me talk. Kayode.
That's why more and more Lagosians are tuning in.
500,000 Lagosians.
720,000.
970,000.
Over 1 million Lagosians, they know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, and all you do, going beyond the headlines and focusing on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
Hello Lagos, good afternoon. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. 1 million Lagosians listen to this show. They cannot be wrong. Thank you for tuning in alongside them today. Let's talk about Emefiele and Ngige meeting with the NLC over tomorrow's planned protests. Then let's talk about the police's report on election violence. And then let's talk about a high court restraining RU from acting as PDP chairman. At 4 o'clock, the Group B of the I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions will return. Ruth Okorocha will take on Hamid Olarawaju. Don't miss it. On today's Big Hard Fact, let's talk about the aftermath of the elections in Rivers State. Chome Ezenwafo, who was Obia Info's head of news in Port Harcourt, will join me. After the news at 6 is the Step Down. On the Step Down today, we'll talk again about I Beg to Differ for those of you who miss it at 4. As usual, we'll have news updates at the top of every hour waiting for you. But let's get started with today's Big Three. Lagos, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three
on Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Can the CBN and Labour Ministry talk the NLC down? Does the police do enough to link political thugs to the politicians who send them? Will IU go? Those are the Big Three. Lagos, let's talk. The CBN governor and Labour minister met with NLC president yesterday. That's our first story. In fact, a meeting is ongoing at the moment as we are on air. And so I'm going to be paying attention to that meeting. We'll see what the outcome of that meeting is. However, Chris Ngige invited Godwin Emefiele and Joe Ajero to his office to try and prevent the NLC strike. You remember, of course, that NLC says that they'll take industrial action starting tomorrow over the cash scarcity. They're planning to protest at CBN offices nationwide, and they're also going to roll out strikes. Now, we still don't know all the outcomes from the meeting. NLC has not announced a calling off of the action. They're currently in a meeting at the moment. We don't have word from them yet. We did, however, find out some things yesterday. Emefiele confirmed that the NLC threat was the reason why the CBN injected more cash into the banks on Saturday and Sunday. NLC President Ajero also confirmed that the CBN did not consult with organized labor before rolling out the Naira swap and reducing the cash supply. Here's what he said, quote, "The NLC could not have stopped CBN from taking good decisions and implementing them in the interest of the nation. If stakeholders were invited and briefed on the policy, when the people complain, NLC will explain everything to them. But in this case, the CBN did it alone. Moreover, it is a wrong time for administering such a national policy," end quote. So that's that. That's yet another major stakeholder who says that they were in the dark about the CBN redesign and withdrawal limits. Meanwhile, we are getting some unconfirmed reports that some banks have started increasing their withdrawal limits so that queues will go down. Have you experienced this? Have you tried to get cash since Saturday? Have you tried to get cash yesterday? Maybe even today? Has your bank's withdrawal limit increased? But yeah, back to yesterday's meeting. Do you think that the Labour Minister and the CBN Governor can convince the NLC not to take industrial action from tomorrow? What do you think about Emefiele's statement that he increased cash supply to pacify the NLC? What do you think about Joe Ajeru's comments about the CBN not carrying stakeholders along? 0700-993-993-993. That's for men. Men, call us on that number, 0700-993-993-993. Women, call us on 01465-7190, 01465-7190. We've got WhatsApp, 080-959-75805. Hello, thanks for calling us.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Yes, Ahmed calling from Owerri.
Ahmed, talk to me. Welcome.
Yes, I think I just withdraw. There is cash flowing a bit.
Okay.
I just withdraw 30,000 now.
Okay. Over the counter or from ATM?
Sorry?
From ATM or over the counter?
Over the counter just now.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm happy to hear that, Ahmed. Okay.
And very easy, no queue.
No queue. Thank you very much for calling with that eyewitness account, personal experience account. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
Okay, my name is Kate and I'm calling from Surulere.
Welcome, Kate. Talk to me.
Yes, yesterday I was able to withdraw 40,000 from UBA ATM.
Oh, ATM. Wow.
Island. Yes,
wow.
I sent someone with my UBA ATM card and he went and he was able to withdraw 40,000.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so,
sorry about that. I thought you were I thought you were done. But thank you very much for calling with your personal experience. 99.3.
hello, Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
I'm fine, this is Reddy.
Talk to me.
So Emefiele was waiting for threatening before you know that he can put money in the bank. I don't know what is wrong with this Emefiele of a man. So he was waiting for threats because they want to go to strike tomorrow before you can put money. Quickly, if you have this money before, they refuse to give it to Nigeria. They just forgive them. Sandra, please,
have a good day. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Sandra.
Sir? Gozikwagi.
You said that if any presidential candidate emerges from the North PDP, he will resign. That's what he said. And he has to keep that to that promise. They will have law over us. And we're supposed to have integrity. Let him back his back and go. Concerning Central Bank and the Labour. Only the acceptability of talking down to Labour I will accept from Emefiele. As he's talking down to them, let him give us our money. And this money that we are talking about.
But you're hearing people say that they've given you your money now.
No, Auntie. If you see QUEUE, where they for bank in order, Auntie, you will pity for those people. I'm telling you, comrade that is calling you not get cash in Friday. I know because I don't get the money for account. I don't get 1 naira. Let them give us our money when they don't borrow us. They don't borrow me money. They don't borrow Nigeria the money. Let them give us our money. Let them give us our money.
All right. Thank you for calling, comrade. Let's take a look at messages we have on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. If you just tuned in, hi, how are you doing? The CBN governor and Labour minister have met with the NLC president. They met at first yesterday. They're meeting some more today. Chris Ngige invited Gordon Emefiele and Joe Ajeru to his office to try and prevent the NLC strike. Like I told you when we started talking, NLC says they will take industrial action starting tomorrow over the cash scarcity. They are planning to protest at CBN offices nationwide, and they're also planning to roll out strikes. Here are some things we learned from their meeting yesterday. Emefiele confirmed that the NLC threat was the reason that CBN injected more cash into the banks. NLC President Ajeru also confirmed that the CBN did not consult with organized labor before ruling out the Naira swap and reducing the cash supply. Like I said, we're also getting reports that some banks have started increasing their withdrawal limits so that there's a reduction of queues at the banks. And you've heard a number of people call and say, hey, I was able to withdraw 40,000, I was able to withdraw 30,000. So are things easing off? Are things easing out? And are things easing out for those of us who are in Lagos? Because things are a bit easier for those of us in Lagos because a lot of the banks are headquartered here. So we have way more banks available in Lagos than there are banks available in other parts of the country. Are you hearing from your family members who are in Enugu, for instance, or Abia, or Rivers, or Sokoto, or Kebbi, or Kaduna, or Benue, or Taraba? If you have family members in Uyo, in Edo, how are they doing? What's the cash situation like in those states as well? What's the cash situation like here in Lagos? Because the number of people who have called in so far have said in VI, what's the situation in Ikorodu? What's the situation in Oworoshonki? What's the situation in Apapa? What's the situation in Abulegba, Abuledo? What's the situation in Ekpe? What's the situation in, where else am I living out? In Badagry. What's the situation in other parts of Lagos that are not Victoria Island? 99.3. Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. What's your name?
Gucci.
Talk to me.
Well, for here in Lagos, I think for me it's easier this week.
Okay.
As last week when I spoke with my mom, she's in Imo State, it's so difficult for her to get cash. So I had to send her money from here to the east last week. Yes, that was on Saturday, I think. And I wish it was this week. I'd have been able to send her more. I was able to get 40,000 yesterday from the bank, Access Bank. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I think it's fair enough. That's fine.
It's fairer for those of us in Lagos. All right, then. Let's take a look at messages on WhatsApp now. This one here says, why did NLC wait till this moment? That's my question. NLC is a big disappointment. We've got Ugochukwu from Shomolu who says, in my area, Access Bank is paying the sum of 40,000 naira at their ATM. Ugochukwu, thank you for sending us a message. Godwin in Lekki says, most of the banks here in the island are really trying. I went to Zenith Bank this morning to withdraw some cash, and the cashier was asking me if the amount I withdrew was okay for me, and I was like, I'm fine. All right, Tim Godwin, thank you for your message. This one from Gideon from Governor Road says, I was able to withdraw up to 200,000 naira on Sunday from a bank. My colleagues were also able to withdraw 40,000 naira each on Sunday. All right, Gideon from Governor Road, E. Cotton, thank you for your message. Good afternoon, Sandra. My friend, oh, sorry about that. This one says, good afternoon, Sandra. My friend withdrew 40,000 naira over the weekend here in Ikorodu at Wema Bank. The CBN governor should just go away, please, and leave Nigerians alone. He has just been wicked and insensitive all this while. Imagine saying it was because of NLC threat that he pumped back cash. What sort of wickedness is that? NLC should please not go on strike, because I think the situation is getting better, and I think by next week it will be much better. Debo from Ikorodu with that message there. Here's a message from Olusegun. Olusegun says, I just withdrew 100,000 naira inside the banking hall at Abraham Adesonya Fidelity Bank. Olusegun, thanks for your message. We've got Alex Solomon Sherry who says, so there was cash all the while. Why then the Emefiele refused to make it flow before the strike threats by NLC? For me, I want the strike to take effect by for Emefiele's obstinacy and insensitivity to the plight of Nigeria. All right. I'll take one final message and then I'll come back to the phone lines. Ekene from Oshodi says, Sandra, most of the banks here in Victoria Island have been paying since yesterday, but what I observe is that they don't pay from their ATM machines. You must be their customer before you withdraw. Okay, I'm going to find the bank that is your own customer and go there and collect money. At the end of the day, just be able to collect money. I think that's the most important thing. 99.3, hello. Hello? Is anyone there? Doesn't sound like anyone's there. 99.3.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm Comrade Daniel.
Talk to me, Comrade Daniel.
Yeah. I think as of yesterday and now, some of the banks in the urban area have been doing well.
Okay.
And the queues are reducing.
Okay.
Yesterday I was able to cash 50,000 naira from my bank.
Okay.
And as of today, I saw the queue very low too.
Okay.
The problem I had is the outside the urban city, the villages and so on. When I called my mom, she has difficulty in collecting money from the bank.
Right.
Though I'm from Edo State, somewhere in Guinea, they only had one bank functioning there.
Right.
All this while, they all depend on POS. And the POS people have been making a lot of money from them.
Right.
Yes, so each time they send money, they go queue. The queue is as long as the POS, not even the bank. The bank there opens at about 10 a.m. and closes about 2 p.m.
Right.
That is operation in that environment. So I think things like that. Let me advise the labor as well. I think efforts are being done to make sure things work out well, though I advise Ajero and his team to pipe down and don't go on strike now, because if he goes on strike, we compound the issues on ground. So as we'll go back to squad. So let it come down. Why Emefiele is running up and down, because of the threat. Hello?
Okay. All right. Okay. So don't go on the strike, he says. Thank you very much for calling. Now, of course, I should mention, because I've heard a number of people say this, I should mention that the CBN never said that there was no cash. I have to remind you. CBN never said there was no cash. CBN was always very clear that they were intentionally reducing the amount of cash in circulation. I need to remind you of that. It was a feature, not a bug. They were doing it because they hoped that it would encourage more people to use electronic payments. So as you know, see cash, do transfer. As you know, see cash, that kind of thing. So they intentionally reduced the amount of money in circulation. Not that they didn't have money. Not that there was no cash. However, and this is something I said when they started announcing, when they announced this plan the first time, if those of you listen to me all the time, you remember that I said that the infrastructure for e-payments wasn't ready for this high level of demand. Some said I was a prophet of doom, and I don't like celebrating things. But here we are. We have proof. We've eaten the pudding, and we have proof. The infrastructure for e-payments was not ready for the high level of demand. Now, of course, you can ask the question, if me, Sandra Ezekwesili, can stay in my studio as a journalist and a mass comm grad and somebody that holds a master's degree in corporate communications and just likes to read news and pay attention to events and economics and stuff, if me, I could sit down in my studio and predict that this would happen, shouldn't the CBN have been able to predict this infrastructure problem? Could they have waited to restrict cash until the infrastructure was ready? That's a question that we can ask. That's a question that you can ask. And I wasn't the only one who said something when this thing when they first made the announcement. You had economists who were shouting at the time, who were saying, look, we're not ready. We're not there yet. And yet, shouldn't the CBN have predicted this? Shouldn't they have waited until cash and until the infrastructure could meet the demands? I remember I had a conversation here with a business reporter, and he was saying, well, we can't always wait until we're ready. Some things we can start doing it and then keep improving and improving. Looks like we just couldn't improve to match the demand. 01465-7190. That's for women. 0700-993-993-993. Do you think that the Labour Minister and the CBN Governor can convince NLC not to go on strike from tomorrow and also protest at CBN offices nationwide? What do you think about Emefiele's statement that he increased the cash supply to pacify the NLC? What about Joe Ajero's comments about the CBN not carrying stakeholders along? Because the NLC is yet another stakeholder that wasn't carried along. 99.3, hello. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sandra.
What's your name, sir?
Yeah, this is Samuel on the line.
Talk to me, Samuel.
Yeah, number one, concerning Emefiele, at this point in time, Emefiele is like somebody, it's like a drowning man. A drowning man, even if he sees a nylon, he wants to hold on to it. That is reasons for all these excuses. Number one, that particular policy is ill-conceived. It's self-centered. conceiving policy and politically motivated, and that is why don't have, a landing soft, because it was all well coordinated and announced. Truly, if you want people to go on, e-platform and things like that, you remember, during these gas revolutions, I used that word, gas revolutions, that time, everybody cooking gas and things like that. If my mom in the up country could be using gas, why? Because they look at the deregulation by making it a camp gas of a thing. Very easy, self-service. So it is a kind of articulated policy. What I found ourselves here, but because in the first instance, it was not for the good of the masses, but because of the political index. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
How you doing? What's your name, ma'am?
Fine, my name is Rose.
Talk to me.
Yeah, for the NLC, I think they are coming a little bit too late.
Okay.
Except if they have other reasons other than the cash situation.
Okay.
I just want to observe the fact that if we were to rate banks in terms of performance during the very high country and up till now, situation concerning cash payments, then it rank the list. I'm telling you the truth. It's my bank, so it's not like wishing to run them down.
Right.
It is only Zenith that throughout the period I was only able to be given 5,000, and that 5,000 was underhanded.
Right.
And I was wondering what was the difference between Zenith and Access, because the excuse they will give you is that that's the amount they gave us. And I asked them, do they have a larger customer base than Access Bank? Access Bank will walk in there and get 20,000, even at the nick of time. And anytime one goes to Access Bank, the person will get money. What reason does Zenith have for not having been giving their customers money? What was their reason and what is their reason? Because even as I speak now, it's even worse now because they think people should do transfer. You just go to tell you there's no money. And I just believe there was an internal racket because I can't understand why they couldn't pay. They didn't pay a single person 10,000. They didn't pay. There was a day I went to withdraw money. The only time they gave me money, I went to withdraw. They gave me 5 days. One woman in another branch gave me 5. And I asked her, was I going to buy that, use that to buy meat or to use it and buy a goosey? And that was when they now barely managed to add another 5. Since then, nothing. You go to all their branches, they keep telling you there is no cash, there is no cash. Please, I'm even bent on writing a petition and dropping it at their head office. I feel really, really, really bad about the way they performed during this period.
Thank you so much for calling, and I'm really sorry about your experience. We'll take a break. When we come back from this break, the police force says it recorded 489 major infractions during the elections. That's our second story. We'll tell you about that and so much more. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
Matters most. Turn the choice for the best of sports. News and great conversations.
Has never changed anybody. It has only hardened people.
After so many years of bringing you laughter, Real Life Entertainment is back with a bang with Laugh for Christ's Sake with Julius the Genius Agu at 50 live in Lagos. An evening of gospel rhythm and jokes. Come and laugh away your pains and sorrows as Julius the Agu celebrates his golden age. This is happening live on Sunday night, April 2023, Easter Sunday, at the Bamura Hall of the Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. Red carpet 5 p.m. and showtime 6 p.m. Tickets 20,000 naira. Gold table 1 million naira. Premium table 2 million naira. Get your tickets at tellerafricatickets.com. For sponsorship and inquiries, please call 0815-646-9480. Official airline, Dana Air. Laugh for Christ's Sake with Julius Agu at 50 is sponsored by P1 Group, Minimi, Hazier Beaters, and Age Well. Media support. Nigeria Info.
Some are calling Group B the Group of Death as they beg to differ Tournament of Champions. Hamid Olarawaju is a past quarter-finalist and finalist and has only ever been beaten by champions. He wants revenge against Anvita Kaushik and Esther Bewaji, but first, he must make it out of this group. Redemption is also calling for Ramadan Oladipupo, the people's champion. Beaten in a controversial semi-final, he's here to prove that maybe he should have been in this group as an actual champion. But that title belongs to Ruth Okorocha. She beat the debater who beat Ramadan. Can she beat him too? Find out this March at the I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions on 99.3 Nigeria Info and Wazobia Max TV.
Attention Nigeria! American International Online Prep Academy has heard you. You asked for it, now it is here. This program allows senior secondary graduates and current SS students to pursue a fully accredited American high school diploma while attending their Nigerian SS schools. If you're an adult secondary school graduate or a current SS student and an American university education is in your sights, then AIO Prep Academy's independent study program is designed specifically for you. Our program is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Students work at their own pace and earn a fully accredited United States high school diploma within months, qualifying for many of America's universities. To register, students must be a minimum of 13 years of age, with no age restrictions on adult SS graduates. If attending an American university is your goal, AIO Prep Academy is the pathway, all for a reasonable one-time tuition fee. For more information, please contact Nena on 0902-930-1466 or Malik on 0803-748-4473.
The biggest and most consistent comedy show in Africa is here again. Come witness the electrifying creativity from the legends in the game. It's AY Live Legendary Edition on Easter Sunday, April 9th, featuring Alibaba, Gandoki, Igodai, Gordons, Funny Bone, Akboro, Acapella, Testoka, Real Worry Pekin, Arinzi Baba, Ajebo, Mr. Paul, Ogwefi, hosted by the most followed comedian in Africa, AY. Musical performances by legendary and rave-making Nigerian musical artists at home and abroad. AY Live will be a town hall of 3 different generations of comedic experience. Echo Convention Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. The show starts 7 p.m. Ticket regular 6,000 naira, VIP 30,000 naira, Go table 2.5 million naira, Premium table 5 million naira. Ticket outlets, all Ebano supermarkets, Film House cinemas, all Tasty Fried Chicken outlets. Call 0704-921-5448. Powered by Coleman Wires, Revolution Plus Properties, New Age, packaged by Lanre Maku Events, media partners, Cool Wazobia Info.
With 3 spectacular debaters, Group C of the I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions could be a fight to the finish. Emmanuel Nadi has only ever lost once to Tamvita Kaushik. She's here to prove that she can beat anyone on a good day. Nicholas Musokoya barely missed the August 2022 final, but gave us fireworks along the way. He would have met Fabian Chibundu in that final, but now they will lock horns at the Tournament of Champions. Fabian, the only boy champion, must fend off these 2 challengers if he wants to be Champion of Champions. This March, it's the I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions on 99.3 Nigeria Info and Wazobia Max TV.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
The police force says it recorded 489 major infractions during the elections. That's our second story. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is the Big 3 on Hard Facts. We got this data directly from the Inspector General, Usman Baba. Baba also said that the force arrested 781 offenders and seized 44 guns. In terms of next steps, the IG says the police will work with INEC to prosecute all the suspects. Now, Lagos, there are various angles to this story, so I want us to look at them objectively. First of all, there's the number itself. 489 major infractions over the 2 elections. Now, of course, some will agree with that number. Others will assume that the number is too low. I think the problem is that we don't really have an objective way to determine whether the police have fully captured all the alleged cases that were reported on February 25th and March 18th. So, for example, if the police or INEC had a website or dashboard that showed where all these 489 cases happened, then the public can go and check whether the one that happened to them has been recorded. So I'll give you a concrete example. On March 18th, Emmanuel Onwoka was here with me in the studio, our reporter on Nigeria Info, and he reported an incident at a polling unit in Agungi. Now, imagine if the police published the locations of all 489 cases on their website. Emmanuel would now be able to check and see whether his own Agungi case was up there. And if it's not there, we could tell the police, no, wait, though, your tally is not complete. But we don't have that. And I'm spending time talking about this because, unfortunately, we do have crimes in our elections. And we need to think about clear, objective ways to measure and document how much crimes we have, so we can have a rational, facts-based conversation about whether or not those crimes are isolated incidents or whether they are widespread enough to affect the outcomes. So that's the numbers. Let's talk about the types of infractions. From the way the IG spoke, they seem to be talking mostly about violence. They're talking about guns that they seized. But violence isn't the only type of electoral offense. Vote buying is also an electoral offense. Failure of INEC staff to follow the procedure is also an electoral offense. Changing or forgery of results is also an electoral offense. So I'll be curious to know how many of those offenses nationwide the police is reporting or investigating or recommending for prosecution. And then let's talk about INEC as the prosecutor. Remember, the Electoral Act empowers INEC to prosecute electoral crimes. Many Nigerians support this because they say it's efficient. After all, INEC is the agency with the deepest understanding of electoral laws. But you have other Nigerians who think that it leads to conflict of interest because, after all, INEC staff are the ones running the elections, and so they'll often be the ones committing the crimes. So should INEC be trusted to prosecute its own staff? Or should there be more oversight from other parts of government when it comes to investigating and prosecuting crimes allegedly committed by INEC staff? Some Nigerians want an Electoral Offences Commission, kind of like an ICPC for elections. Others say that this is an expensive thing to do, an expensive route to take, because ICPC is there already. The police themselves are also quite there. Other law enforcement groups are also available. So why do we need a new Electoral Offences Commission? So these are some of the arguments. Do you agree or disagree? How widespread is electoral crime? How can we do a better job tracking and assessing the prevalence level? Can INEC efficiently investigate and prosecute its own staff? 01465 7190, that's for women. 0700 993 993 993. 01465 7190. 0700-993-993-993. You get 1 minute to talk to me about this. Yes, you can still talk about our first story, telling me how the Naira situation is going with you. We'll talk about the Naira situation in detail tomorrow on Balogun and Broad. Balogun and Broad is our business segment, so we'll talk about it in full tomorrow for 1 whole hour. But for right now, you can talk to me about the Naira situation from our first story, or you can talk about this second story. 99.3, hello. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Sandra.
Sandra, welcome. Talk to me.
Thank you. So I really think that INEC is very fraudulent in the first place. You guys promised a very free and fair election, right?
Right.
And then we all watched what happened. You can't just say, oh, you're arresting people because they have guns. How about your INEC staff that committed serious atrocities, right? You have the ones who do vote buyers. It was so clear. So honestly, INEC is not independent. So maybe we need to get another body, because it doesn't make any sense. How can we trust them?
Okay. Well, how can we trust them, she says. 99.3.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Charles. I'm calling you from Nigeria.
Talk to me, Charles.
Okay, I think no doubt we always want to pass responsibility without taking responsibility.
Okay.
Some of us were there when these things were happening. Have we written petition against those who are involved? What have we done as citizens to report those guys? We don't always need to wait for government. Let's also make the move so that we can prevent this from happening. If it's 3 or 4 of us, let's gather together. We write petition to DSS, write petition to police station, copy Commissioner of Police, send it to IG so that it will be on record. It will not happen. Mention names of those who are involved in intimidation, those who are involved in harassment. Mention their names in your petitions. That's the way to go. Don't wait for government. Don't wait for police. We were involved directly. Write those letters. Write those petitions against them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling us. Charles from Lekki, 99.3. Hello.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
You said the police said that they want to prosecute those guys.
Yes.
What about the INEC? Which effort did they do? Did they provide during the election in terms of security? They promised that they will bring soldiers. Throughout that period of the election, I did not see any soldier on the streets. Now, the officials, the INEC officials, messed up. Even the policemen, the few of them that were there, they also messed up. These are the two bodies that fucked up all the host.
Okay, language. And secondly, INEC is not in charge of election security. Election security is the business of the Nigerian state. INEC is simply in charge of elections itself. Let's take a look at messages we have on WhatsApp now. This one here is from Femi in Badagry. Femi says, Sandra, there's no cash in most of the banks in Badagry. I have to come to Lagos Island where I was able to withdraw 40,000 naira this afternoon. Femi, Bele. We've got this one here from Divine in Ikorodu. Divine says, intimidation before and after elections are huge electoral offenses as well. Politicians using hate speech and negatively influencing speech on opponents, and INEC manipulating elections is also electoral offense. All right, we've got this message here. Ben in Yaba says, CBN and federal government must do everything possible to avoid strike or protest. The nation is not looking good. Anything action in that line can escalate. All right. We've got this message here from Clement in Surulere. Clement says, yesterday, Wema Bank Jibowu were paying till about 9 p.m. and I collected 20,000 naira from the ATM. All right, Clement from Surulere, thanks for your message. Mark from Lekki says, I can still see the people that destroyed our polling unit walking up and down here in my estate, Osapa London 1 polling unit, Lekki. We know them. We have their names and their pictures. Please, who did they claim they've arrested? We have pictures, names, videos, and we know them. The Nigerian police force isn't being honest. Dean from Saboyaba says, the main reason of the report is for the police to do their due diligence on which party that sent them, to also know who they are working for. Dean from Saboyaba, thanks for your message. We've got Emmanuel from Ikoyi who says, all of these stories from the police don't hold water for me. They haven't arrested anyone. They folded their arms and watched innocent voters be harassed and brutalized. Now they want to paint a good image of themselves by cooking up stories. This claim is dead on arrival. All right. Emmanuel from Ikoyi with that message there. Olushoga Jai says, what Supreme Court cannot do, Joe Ajero of NLC has done it within a week. Scarcity of cash is gradually disappearing because most of the POS guys have now reduced their charges. I believe by next week things will come back to normal. Olushoga, thanks for your message. 99.3, hello.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
How's work, ma?
Work is fine. Thank you, ma. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Ken. I'm coming from Ijebode.
Talk to me.
The police said that they want to persecute people just because that the people that they see with guns. Most of them, the policemen that were on duty that day in different police units. I remember on the presidential election day that police was begging Agbero that please calm down, calm down. No, who is going to persecute them now? What are they talking about? Then I'm for the issue of money in my place here. Someone went to collect 100,000 naira on Saturday, and bank deducted 3,000 naira. They charged him for that 100,000 naira. He paid 3,000 naira to collect 100,000 inside the bank. Thank you, my sister Jari.
Thank you very much. Yes, actually, that's accurate because central bank says if you're going to withdraw more than the withdrawal limit available, you're going to pay some charges. Now, for our third story, the PDP national chairmanship drama is intensifying. A high court in Makurdi has stopped Iyorchia Ayu from parading himself as the party chairman. I love that Nigerians say parading themselves. I don't think anybody else uses that in a sentence, parading. But anyways, a high court in Makurdi has stopped Iyorchia Ayu from parading himself as the party chairman. Now, this is not a permanent judgment. It's an interim order while the court hears the suit. The suit was brought by Conrad Utan. Conrad Utan is a former aide of Samuel Otom, the Benue governor. Now, of course, you know that Samuel Otom is a member of the G5. So a lot of commentators are seeing this Ayu case as a continuation of the battle between the G5 and Atiku Abubakar for the control of the PDP. The G5 wanted Ayu out, and Atiku wanted Ayu to stay. Meanwhile, the PDP in Ayu's ward has also suspended him. That's in Boko local government of Benue State. The ward chapter accused him of working against the party during the elections, working closely with APC members and not voting. And speaking of national, the PDP's national leadership is unhappy with the court order. Charles Anyago, Atiku's campaign spokesperson, is accusing Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State of being behind it. He's calling it an attempt to destroy the party. Meanwhile, Ayu said that this suspension is illegal. According to him, the PDP constitution prevents chapters from suspending national officers. Only the National Executive Council can do that. So there's a lot going on. It really looks like the PDP has not recovered from the crisis that affected its performance in the elections. And I wonder if you think this crisis can be resolved. Do you think this crisis can be resolved, or do you think the PDP will splinter even further? 014657190. That's for women. 0700993993. That's for men. And yes, you can talk to me about our other stories as well. For our second story, the police says it recorded 489 major infractions during the elections, and it arrested 781 offenders and seized 66 guns. 014657190. That's for women. 0700993993. That's for men. Hello.
Sandra, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, ma'am?
This is Abigail again, calling from the.
Talk to me, Abigail.
Sandra, I don't know why police just deceive. They want to deceive Nigeria or deceive us.
Okay.
Where did the arrest? Where did the arrest made? Is it Lagos or which state? They should leave out the state they made the arrest, because we all know what happened in this Lagos state. Only Lagos state, that 100 or what they say they
781.
Only Lagos state. This Lagos state is more than. So and all those people that they did that day, all of them still walking in the street, still boasting, and police come here to tell us that they arrest who?
Abigail, thanks for calling. Now, like I said, there's no way to know whether the 781 people who were arrested is a number that shows if they captured as many people as possible or if they captured too few people. Even their 489 major infractions number, we don't know. There's no objective way to measure whether it is too small or if it is too big, because we don't have a publicly available a platform where people can go and check whether the one that happened to them has been recorded. We have crimes in elections. We need to think about clear, objective ways to measure and document how much crimes we have. That way we can have a facts-based conversation. We can have a rational conversation. Otherwise, when you call and you say, oh no, that number is too small. How do we know it's too small? Or, oh no, that number is really big. Oh, how do we know it's really big? There's no way to objectively know. And so that's why people will continue to say things like, oh, just small, minor incidents, few places. We don't have the data to check this. So I guess this is something else that perhaps the public would need to do for themselves. Build something that allows us to track election day violence. I don't know. Tech bros, over to you. Tech sisters, over to you. 99.3, hello. Thanks for calling us.
Hello.
How you doing? What's your name, sir?
Sandra, good afternoon. Also from Lekki.
Talk to me.
I think the police are not telling us the truth, the humble truth about the arrest they have made so far.
Okay.
In as much as MC Olomo is still working freely on the streets, the Nigerian police are just making jest of themselves.
Okay.
In as much as those people that made a bad statement before and during after the election are still working out freely, I think they have not done anything.
Okay.
Me, talking to you, I was beating blue-black at Welfare Primary School. And up to now, nobody has been arrested. Even police were there when they were beating me and they did not do anything. And Nigerian police are still telling us that they have arrested so a number of people. They're not making jest of themselves. And we are not ready to fight this injustice that has been meted on people, including me. So they should go and sit down with their report. This report is unacceptable to Nigerians. For PDP, I think they should start winding up for their party. Enough is enough. They should go back home and re-strategize. If they are not failure to re-strategize, they should be cancelling their losses back home. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling us. Austin, 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
Yeah, this is Ngozi.
Hi, Ngozi. Talk to me.
Yeah, Sandra, for me, I feel the entire system is upside down.
Okay.
In a country where there is no rule of law, or where some people are meant to obey the law and some people are meant to flaunt the laws of the land, there is always anarchy. The INEC has failed, and they have failed woefully. In fact, a few nights ago, I was contemplating how could a professor be used to rig an election. I can't comprehend it, Sandra. A professor, you know what that means, that position of honor means. Then that means the entire system is rotten. To talk of police, Sandra, I don't even know what to say about them, because the thing is so painful that we make mockery of ourselves. You remember, I think I called you on that election day.
On the 25th, yes, you did.
Yes, I called you, Sandra. On this governorship day, I couldn't call because I never wanted to come out, but for some reasons, I just reluctantly came out. Sandra, I was around when this group of boys came with 5 Kolokbe buses and 3 Keke Marwa, and they were filled up with young boys with arms, some machetes, some sticks. They were beating a whole lot of people. They broke off a phone of a certain young girl. Police were there. Eventually, when they finished whatever they did that day, they left. Then some of the boys was hanging around the polling unit, because we had 3 polling units in the primary school where I voted.
Right.
Sandra, another issue came up. Police was there. They called the backup police that came with arms. They never did anything to these boys, even when they came, that somebody was videoing them. The police collected the phone and was telling the man to delete whatever he that was in his phone that he videoed. When I came outside, I saw the same group of police that was armed with these boys drinking outside, Sandra. And you tell me that they are arresting people? That day, there is no movement of vehicle. Would police tell me that they did not see these boys because all over Lagos they were everywhere when they were driving on the road to cause the mayhem? I think we are not sincere with ourselves. That's the problem I have with the country.
All right. Thank you very much for calling us. We've got messages on WhatsApp. Let's see if we can take a bit more. Fred says, many callers are saying the police is not telling the truth. The thing is, when it comes to police and their reports, they don't care what the public thinks. They'll just drop the information and move on. All right. We've got this message here. Let me try and take it as quickly as possible before I have to take a break. From Tony Tonero. Tony says, the police are just giving us figures. They should parade all the political culprits in a nationwide telecast and state areas where the crimes were committed, so that we can at least have a feel that the police really means what they're saying. Tony Tonero, thanks for your message. I'll take this final message here from Ekene. No, I've read from Ekene before, so let me see who I've not read from today. Polycap says, why can't police parade them? Or are these 700 plus people masquerades? Parade them, let's see. Don't mind these people, all in our story. Actually, parading suspects is illegal. You know, when police do that, they're actually breaking the law, because you cannot parade a suspect, like, you know, parade them. You know, that thing we do is actually illegal. We'll take a break now. When we come back, it'll be time for I Beg to Differ on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Today, the children are debating about traditional rulers. Have traditional rulers outlived their purpose? We'll hear from Hamid Olarawaju and Ruth Okorocha.
Group D of the I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions promises fierce battles between three exciting debaters. Olaloye Toluwalashe